Hey, it's Trisha from Tattoo Stories, and I am here in the Magnolia area of Seattle with Meech, who's going to tell you a story about her tattoos. So I will leave. Take it from here.
Hello, I'm Meech. I am from Seattle and I will show you my tattoo. I call it the world's largest tramp stamp. Hopefully you can see it all right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Turn.
Oh, yeah.
It'll forever be unfinished. I wish I had some crazy story that it has a crazy meaning, but there are 3 cover-ups on my back. My first tattoo was a pink Grateful Dead bear with the yellow, whatever the part is above their, underneath their neck. I got that when I was 16 with my best friend. I actually loved that tattoo. It was super tiny. It was like this big. That was, I guess, when I was 16. And then my sophomore year in college, I flew out and I stayed with a friend in Boulder, Colorado. And I don't remember what happened. I think I might have actually been doing shrooms. And I had this epiphany and I wanted to remember my time there. And I loved fairies. And so I found this in a bookstore, Forget Me Not Fairy book. And I found this picture of a fairy and I was like, I have to have this. And so I went with my friend to get this tattoo. And it's funny because I went first, but I think the tattoo artist had a crush on my friend. And so he flew through my tattoo, got it done super fast so that he could spend more time with her. And at the end, I was like, her tattoo compared to mine, it was very clear that he had spent a lot more time on hers. But I still liked it. But it was weird because he had told me I wasn't sure where to place it. And so he told me that he thought it would make sense to put it in the same spot where my Grateful Dead bear was. Well, I was like, I literally have no other tattoos. It's this big. Are you really going to cover that one spot? But whatever, I think I was 19 at that point as a sophomore. I don't remember how old I was. So I agreed. And then I had that for years. I was like, I'm never getting tattoos again. So fast forward to me being 30 years old, living in Sacramento, playing roller derby, and all my friends were covered in tattoos. And I went with my friend, her name was Christina, but we called her Vava Voom, and she had really big boobs. If you're out there watching this, sorry, Christina. But anyway, she was covered, and we went to another one of our friends who owned a tattoo shop called American Graffiti. It's an amazing tattoo shop in Sacramento. And I was watching her get this awesome tattoo on her thigh. And it was one of those, like, I don't know what style tattoo you would call it, but it was like these big eyes. And I was like, oh my gosh, this artist is amazing. I want one from him. And so I kind of told him what I wanted. He drew something up for me. And I don't know if you were to replay it, it's the picture of the Dia de los Muertos woman. And so we put that on my back. I loved it. And I guess that was, I don't even know when. And then I moved to Seattle. And I wanted to keep going and I wanted to finish the piece and not just have that woman's face and add on to it. But I couldn't get back to Sacramento. So I spent weeks trying to find a tattoo artist that could replicate the similar type, like style that he had done. Found this woman and I ended up adding a couple of roses and some birds, but I also played roller derby. And so this tattoo is not finished because I thought she had messed up because a couple of weeks after getting my tattoo, it looked like it was blown out. And so the lines were a little bit blurry and it looked like I had a bruise, but I realized that the tattoo had bled and I thought it was her fault that she had screwed up. And then literally, this was probably 9 years ago, maybe almost 10. It literally was like 6 months ago that I was talking to a friend about this and it hit me that it wasn't her fault. I played roller derby and I was told not to play the sport, not to sweat until it healed, but I went to practice like 2 days later. And so I think just with the sweating and everything, it bled out. So that's kind of the story of how I got the world's largest tramp stamp on my back. Maybe someday I'll finish it. I don't know. But it's also funny because I have a bird on my side and I can also tell whether or not I've gained weight or not because right now I have a headless bird because it's in between back fat. So that's fun. But yeah, I don't know. It's not super exciting. There's not a lot of meaning for it. I always joke that I'm like, I got it. People ask me about my tattoo all the time. I'm like, yeah, I got it on accident. And they're like, how do you get tattoos on accident? Well, welcome to my life. So yeah, that's all I got.
Okay, let me set this down so I can come back for a second and say thank you. I think that was an awesome story.
You're welcome.
It
It is what it is. It's funny. I have friends that are covered from head to toe, and people are always surprised when they realize I bend over and they see part of my tattoo, or they see me in a bathing suit. They were like, "What? We had no idea." And I'm like, "Oh, well."
Yeah.
So.
And maybe I'll get some stories from one of your friends someday.
I'm sure that they would be happy.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Well, thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.